Kronicz. And this is Kristol. The most extreme wrestling. This is September 19th, 2011 edition of Raw from Cleveland, Ohio. Night of Champions was last night.
It was.
And this is the fallout.
Right. As usual, we did not watch the pay-per-view because, as we have discussed previously, we are cheap and do not want to pay $50 a month.
Hey, but we are going to watch
something
it for free on the internet.
Yeah, but we haven't watched it yet because all the sites got shut down. You were looking last night.
Yeah, that's true. And plus,
Really cracking down on that.
hey, but our predictions video is pretty much right about every match almost.
Yeah, that's true.
We'll get into that as the superstars come out.
You said it wasn't a predictions video. You were very specific. You said it was a scenario video.
I know, but when I made the predictions, I was right.
So that's why they're predictions now. Because before, when you didn't know you were right, they weren't predictions, they were scenarios. Now that you know you were right, they were definitely predictions.
No, they're facts. They're facts now.
I'm just trying to call attention to some inconsistencies that I'm finding here.
I see.
But,
well, you know this, with Night of Champions on Sunday, and then Monday Night Raw, you got 2 weeks into the next pay-per-view.
Which is just stupid.
I mean, whatever.
Come on.
First of all, we got CM Punk coming out, as usual, as it's become a tradition to come out.
Immediately starts whining.
Hey.
Right off the bat. Right off the bat. This building's bad luck, my neck hurts, nothing good ever happened.
He had a brutal match with Triple H.
And he's just wham.
Triple H is hurt too.
Wham. And then he goes on to say there's a conspiracy, which was the good part of his promo, after he quit whining. But, anyways, go ahead.
I was going to say, I thought he wasn't wearing any underwear, because he just was wearing his shirts.
Yeah, he looks weird. Actually, this is not a CM Punk specific thing. This is any wrestler that wears just the underwear and a t-shirt looks weird. It just looks weird.
Yeah, because if I walked around like that in public, I don't know.
It's okay to have the shirt off and have only the underwear. That's okay. But with the shirt and the underwear, it just looks strange.
But anyways, he says that there's a conspiracy. Mm-hmm. Sounding like R-Truth over here.
Yeah, so that part of his promo was good.
Triple H is coming out now.
Out comes Triple H.
He says he's hurt too. They went to war.
Yeah, he whines a little too, but not too much. They went to war, he says, but I won, and most everybody said yay. There was some boos.
Yeah, the crowd was a little bit split all through the night.
It really was.
But, I mean, it was more on their side. And they really did like Triple H too, I gotta say that.
And then, he makes this triple threat match, Hell in a Cell, which I don't like as a pay-per-view in general.
I don't like it either,
I'm
just
because... I'm not a Hell in a Cell fan.
I don't like that they're
stupid.
just going to throw Hell in a Cell out there, but they've been doing it for years, just like every match. What?
I don't like it. I'm sorry. Anyways, it's between John Cena, CM Punk, and Del Rio.
So we're putting CM Punk directly back in the title run, which I guess we should if he's not going to be in a match with anybody else, because he's main event level star.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, because he got screwed out of his belt, basically. And so did kind of Del Rio, and they're just passing the belts around.
He says he's doing his day job, he's trying to make everything fair. So that's what he's doing.
But he says he'll go back to war. He will make Raw his war again if he has to, you know what I mean?
Whatever. Anyways. Then he says there is no conspiracy. There is no conspiracy. There is someone higher up.
Oh.
Someone higher up.
Oh, you know who that could be?
Who?
Stephanie.
Okay, look. You gotta get off the Stephanie thing.
Why?
Because the Stephanie thing, 10 years ago, people. 10 years. That means that I bet some of our viewers were still wearing diapers at that time. 10 years ago. And that so many things have changed. This woman has 3 children between the ages of 1 and 5 at home.
So does Triple.
Do you really think that she's going to come up here? And then plus, besides
she was up there the other day.
She showed up for 1 second and kind of grinned at somebody. That ain't being up there every week. That's not really majorly
Why
involved.
can't she be there?
What's she going to do? Pack up her 3 kids and travel around the whole country? I don't think so.
You don't think she's there with Triple H?
I don't think so. I think she has a home base. Yes. Nobody packs up 3 children.
She could do a program with them for 3 weeks.
Look, I don't have kids, but I know from seeing other people with kids that packing up 3 children all under the age of 5 and traveling them around the country in a bus would be like the worst thing ever. But anyway.
They do it all the time.
And then...
Orton's family does it.
Whatever. But
You just don't
anyways,
think
my
it's
point is
possible.
there'll be no one to watch the
Anything's
kids.
possible in the
And
WWE.
if nothing else, besides all the logistical problems, it would make her, if she came on TV and did the whole horrible heel character again, then that would make her look bad to all the mothers that the WWE is working so hard to win.
I mean, I can see your point there.
So, beside the logistics, the PR would be bad. So I just think that you need to move beyond Stephanie.
It's hard to. I mean,
just let it go.
No,
just let it go.
Definitely.
Just let it go.
All right, so Laurinaitis is coming out. Hooray, hooray! He says,
"This guy's the most boring guy ever."
I think he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be unlikable.
I mean, he really is. He's
everyone's like belittling Triple H's position, saying, you know, Triple H, you're not really handling your job.
Laryngitis is like, you lost control and it's your fault, CM Punk. And then he goes, CM Punk, you're fired. And it was, I believe, the lamest you're fired ever in television history.
Well, no one's going to do it like Vince.
It wasn't like Vince. It wasn't even like, what's his name? Golly, Kronicz, you going to be alright?
Yeah.
It wasn't even like Donald Trump on The Apprentice. It was just like, it wasn't even that dramatic. I can't be that boring.
Well, it's okay because CM Punk is not fired because Triple H will not allow this. But he says that someone is going to get fired tonight, and we're going to have to find out who. And I'm thinking, who's going to get fired?
I didn't know. I was stumped.
Okay. Now we get into the actual match, right?
Actual match.
Into a match.
A match, yes.
Okay, this is an 8-man match. We got McGillicuddy, Otunga, Christian, and Wade Barrett versus Sheamus, Evan Bourne, Kofi Kingston, Justin Gabriel.
Okay. So it was an okay match.
Yeah, Sheamus, you know, obliterated it in the match at the end and did pretty good and got a tremendous reaction.
I'm starting to buy him more as a face.
Which
I just think he's a better heel. I can buy him as a face now, but
yeah.
I think he's a better heel. I still
Justin
can't
Gabriel didn't get very much time in the ring. Sucked for him.
Who's Justin Gabriel? Come on. But look, I still can't buy Christian as a heel. I can't.
Don't worry.
I can't.
I don't think Christian's going to be around very much longer. So, but you don't think you have to worry about that.
Okay. I just can't.
Okay, backstage segment.
Well, we didn't say who won.
Oh, Sheamus. He obliterated.
He pinned one of the Nexus dudes and they won.
He had a Celtic Cross. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we got backstage. You got Del Rio tells Triple H he hopes that Vince comes back and Triple H is gone. So more belittling of the COO. No one is believing
Triple H.
Well, I mean, people are not believing in their leader here.
It's not good.
Now we got a match. We got Del Rio coming.
I don't want to talk about this match.
Del Rio comes out, and I'm thinking, all right, Del Rio, I know this is going to be a squash match. I know that whoever Del Rio fights, I'm sitting there laughing to myself, because whoever he fights, he's just going to obliterate him. This is what the match is for. He's so mad, everything. So instantly, and then, like, it's time for the guy to come out, and I'm thinking, oh, wait, Morrison wasn't in that 8-man tag match. Oh, no. Oh, and then Morrison comes out and gets one kick in the match and loses.
I don't want to talk about it.
He got buried.
I don't want to talk about it.
I think it's okay. I think he'll be okay.
No.
It was just one burial.
Everybody says that after one squash match, your whole career is over. And then what happens is, then you become like Matt Hardy, and then you go to TNA, and then you get fired from TNA, and then you start using drugs, and then you die.
Matt Hardy is in rehab. And, let's see, Matt Hardy...
And I'm sad.
Look, Matt Hardy started, like, not being so important in, like, 2003 or so.
I'm sad.
So he had a lot of years. He was employed by WWE until, like, 2010 or something, so, I mean, you know, you can hang on. It's okay, it's just one match, just one night.
Sad.
Maybe he'll get in a feud, and maybe he's not doing as much recently, because maybe his neck is bothering him. I mean, you know, he's been in, like, multiple matches, he's been in, you know, short matches and stuff like that. He could still be hurting a little bit. He's not 100% maybe. We don't know. It's okay. I don't think it's over. But we have to move on, because that was a squash match that was very short. So now we got Hugh Jackman.
Okay, this was a positive point.
From Flushed Away.
He wasn't flushed away. Hugh Jackman, who is really hot and did manage to take my mind off my really great sadness. Hugh Jackman comes out and he's promoting this new movie about fighting robots, which I think is possibly the dumbest idea in the world.
I thought it was that game from the 80s where the robots fight each other.
You mean Rock'em Sock'em Robots?
I guess.
Anyways.
But it's not, apparently.
Anyways, he comes out. He's really hot. He was Wolverine. He was really hot as Wolverine. He's awesome. He has this really hot accent, so I just love to hear him talk. Talk and talk.
Okay, and I was surprised he didn't say, yeah, I was talking to The Edge backstage, and I ran into Quadruple H.
Yeah, he did really well for a celebrity guest host.
He should. He's an actor.
I mean, I know. That's what I was.
Jesus.
I was sitting, and I was like, "Oh man, he's doing really good." And I was like, "Well, he is an actor. He's not like a football player or like a reality TV star. This is an actual, real actor.
He's an actor's actor.
Real training, real talent here. So,
unlike the professional wrestlers who aren't trained actors,
they're not, and so they're not. I would say they're not as good as that part, but then Hugh Jackman is not good as a wrestler. So.
Well, all I'm saying is that the celebrities don't know the wrestling business, so when they start saying the names, it's like...
So, see, Hugh Jackman was wise and avoided that.
Yeah. Excuse me.
Yeah. Here comes Vicky. Vicky's drooling all over Hugh Jackman, which is understandable. She says she's the hottest diva. Dolph gives this promo. It was a good promo.
Yeah,
he ignores Hugh Jackman's handshake. Makes him a big heel.
Right about
but then he tries to... He still needs a better gimmick. He tries to imply that wrestling is real, which made me laugh. It just did. He's like, your acting is fake, but wrestling is real. And I'm just like...
He didn't say that exactly now.
That's basically what he said. And so then Hugh Jackman is like, I'm going to find an underdog. And we're like, Ryder. And then the crowd starts going, we want Ryder, we want Ryder. And I saw the recognition flash in Hugh's eyes. He's like, wait a minute, that's that guy they told me I was going to get. And he's like, oh, you guys want Ryder? That's who I'm going to get. Like, it was like this instantaneous thing. So I was like, good job, Hugh, for being able to think on your feet.
And he grabs a sign from the crowd, which could have been on his feet, not exactly sure. Could have been a crowd plant, we don't know. But he stole somebody's sign.
It was a pretty lousy sign to be a plant. I mean, it was like crayon.
Well, the Zack Ryder fans... What can you say? No,
we are.
But Ziggs over there actually mentioned Mason Ryan and called him a robot. I thought that was funny.
Who's Mason Ryan?
Batista too.
Baby Batista. I don't know his name. I just know him as New Batista.
All right, so all that happens. Now we get another match. It's supposed to be Sin Cara versus the Intercontinental Champion Cody Rhodes.
This was the most confusing thing ever. Let me give you a breakdown of what happened. They announced Sin Cara, they announced Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes comes out. Then Sin Cara comes out. Then another Sin Cara comes out. All of a sudden, Cody Rhodes is gone.
It's just one of those...
There's two Sin Caras in the ring. And then they start fighting each other, which was really confusing because naturally they're the same guy. And they're not the same guy, but you can't tell them apart. So it's just like this big ball of blue rolling around. And then it's like, where did Cody go? And then one Sin Cara leaves, and it left me with this look.
Yeah... And the announcers were trying to keep us informed of who was who, but I mean, you just can't.
You can't tell.
Because they look exactly the same, and it's not even like Undertaker and fake Undertaker. They're wearing the exact same thing.
I could tell that one of them was skinnier than the other one. Or not skinnier, but like littler. But you can't tell that when people are flying around the ring. It's not...
Yeah.
I mean, maybe they need to get like a big like spray paint X on the back of the original one or something. Then I could tell. So if they did something like that, it would be easier.
I'm sure when they actually have a match, they'll find a way to tag each other because, I mean, you would think the referee, you would hit him with the chair and be like, who is actually disqualified? Who won? Sin Cara won. I don't know about this. I am very unsure about this storyline. But...
I don't know. I'm not feeling it.
It'll look cool anyways.
And still, the whole time, I'm like, where did Cody go?
Look, that's just one of those things in the wrestling business. It's one of those, like, unspoken rules that everyone knows that, when something like that happens, the guy just disappears and you don't question it. It's just one of those things.
Well, I'm sorry, I have to question it.
Well, he just left. He's just probably like, this is stupid, and left. That's what happened. Okay?
Well, would it help me if the announcer told me that? Or something? But it was just like he was there and then he wasn't. Alright,
so now we got Trips backstage, and Trips is with Truth and The Miz. He's going to give him a $250,000 fine for taking it.
There's a heartfelt apology. I mean, a big time. Miz and Truth, they gave a heartfelt apology.
Yeah, they sounded...
There was sadness in their eyes. They were sincere. Our Truth apologized to the little Jimmies. It was very touching. Very touching. And Triple H said he accepted their apology. This is an important point. He said, I accept, but for your punishment, since you did hit a ref, or he said put your hands on a ref, I don't know exactly what happened, you know, you guys are each fined $250,000. I want to pause here for a moment. How cool would it be to make so much money that you could be fined $250,000?
I don't think they actually even make enough to
I don't
get that.
either. I'm not arguing the reality of the situation. I'm just saying that how cool would that be?
You know, somebody who has no money might say, how cool would it be for you to get fined $250 for getting a speeding ticket because you could afford it? And you would say, well, I don't want to pay that. Sucks.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good point. But still,
take that.
You know that it would be cool to make that much money. You know that I'm right. And if you do have that much money, you should share.
I know.
But actually, not really. I don't really believe in that. So,
What?
I think if you earn a bunch of money, you should hoard it and keep it for yourself. Because that's what I hope to do one day. Yeah! Capitalism!
Oh my gosh. Alright,
so that was a side note. That's my bad.
So if you make a lot of money, you're not going to share it with anybody.
I mean, I might give it to some, like, worthy charities. And, I mean, of course, what the government makes me share.
Yeah.
Beyond that, it's mine.
I mean, you did earn it, I guess.
There you go.
Unless you have to pay fines.
But the only part where I consider that not really a rule is when you didn't earn your money, when you're just born into wealth. That's crap.
You should
You
take
should
that
give
money.
it to hardworking people.
Yeah.
Alright, that was a way political sidebar. Anyways.
Now we know where you stand on if you had a lot of money.
That's right, which I don't, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, that's true. It's irrelevant. Second hour is relevant because Mark Henry, the new champion, I predicted this. I knew it. And Randy Orton wasn't even on the show. What?
That was weird.
What was that?
Maybe he was taking a nap, I don't know. But I will say, I gotta give this segment credit. Because at the beginning of the segment, I was like, oh, I hate Mark Henry, I'm not gonna watch it. And then, it actually drew me in. I came back from the other activity I was pursuing, and came back to the TV because I thought it was interesting. So I have to give this segment due credit.
Yeah, he was good. He was in there with JR, which scared me, because anytime JR is in the middle of the ring doing an interview, he usually gets beaten or burned alive, which happened one time.
What?
Well, he was actually backstage with Kane, and, like, he was on the ground, and he was on fire, and he went, no! 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 For like 10 minutes. The dumbest thing ever.
Sounds stupid.
But,
anyway.
But, of course.
So, well, Mark Henry.
He says no one supported me, which I never over your 15 years supported you. When you were behind The Rock, when The Rock was nobody, I didn't support you. When you were Sexual Chocolate, I supported you. But after having sex with Mae Young and having the hand, I really didn't care anymore.
So, Mark Henry starts getting mad. He starts being unstable. You gotta come back up here for my demonstration of what happened.
Huh?
Come back up here for my demonstration. So
Okay.
then Mark Henry goes like this to JR. Except it was a lot
That's a
more.
Vulcan neck pinch on him?
That's what it looked like, though, for real. I mean, visualize it in your head. That's what it looked like. It's just it was a big, giant, meaty hand, and not my
Like
little
yours?
bitty, skinny girl hand. And it was like this, and JR was like, "You're hurting me!"
So that's what reminded me of the Kane thing, because he did the, "You're hurting me! You're hurting me! You're hurting me!"
And so, of course, Jerry the King runs out. He tries to help him. He's kind of talking him down, like, hey, Mark Henry, we don't need to be crazy. Let's not kill JR. Blah, blah, blah. So, Mark Henry throws JR, which obviously Jerry the King had to take the beating because JR is just too old. That's how I think it was.
Yeah, well.
And, so
Jerry is a wrestler.
Jerry's a wrestler. He then proceeds to thoroughly beat down Jerry the King and throw him out of the ring and pound him. I mean, it was a good beat down.
Put him through the table.
It was major. And then Michael Cole ran away.
Yeah, what happened to him? You didn't see him run away. He just disappeared.
No, actually, I did see him run away.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Ha!
I was going to tie that in really
Because,
nicely.
yeah, that was a good job. Because he was backing up, and then he ran off.
All right. Now we get a Divas match.
Okay, I gotta mention this. This really reminded me, because there's this whole dramatic moment with the beating down of Jerry the King. There's sadness, there's problems, there's this and that.
It's trauma.
And so everybody was sad, and the Divas match reminded me of the bringing in the clowns in the circus. Like, what happens, like, in the circus, it's where this phrase came from. Because in the circus, what would happen is, if something bad happened, like an accident, something that wasn't supposed to happen, they would bring in clowns and they would juggle and stuff to make everybody happy because it was just like a visual sight that made everybody happy and had absolutely no purpose except to distract everybody's attention.
So
that's basically what the Divas match was,
boobies,
in my perspective. It was like, oh, pretty girls, and it distracted them for the whole Jerry King fiasco.
I bet you can't guess what match this was. It was Kelly and Eve, not versus the Bella Twins, but versus Natalya and Beth. And they had a little bit of ring gear, new ring gear for Natalya and
it looked good. I was impressed with the Divas of Doom ring gear.
Yeah, they had these little shoulder pad almost things. I don't even know what those were.
And Beth Phoenix's skirt was really cute.
So I'm watching the match and I'm just like, and then
I cannot stand Kelly. The more I see her, the more I can't stand her.
I see Kelly bounce off the ropes, and I mean, she bounced off the ropes. Like, literally, the ropes did not go anywhere. She went continuing like they were like solid steel. And it made me think. I'd been reading Stone Cold's book.
Which you're going to do a review on.
At some point.
It's
like the Truth, Stone Cold Truth, I think it's what it's called, from 2003. And he says in this book, one thing he does not like about Divas matches is that the women try to wrestle like men. They try to bounce off the ropes hard. They try to do these powerful moves. He even mentions doing the late Luthez press, which Stone Cold did and Kelly does now. And it looks so unbelievable. And he doesn't like that. So, it just made me think about it because Kelly bouncing off the ropes real hard and trying to do the Luthez press and stuff like that. Wrestle like a woman. Have your own style. I mean, the guys don't wrestle like women. I
think this is a problem sort of the world over. I mean, with deviating a lot tonight, but with the women and men, like being in the same careers, in the same music industry, in the same everything, and instead of finding their own strengths as women, they focus on trying to be exactly like men. And they prove it's doomed to failure because women are not men are not women. It's just...
I mean, that's just...
Especially in wrestling, because it's just a physical problem unless you're China. You know?
With the ability to just chunk somebody, like Mark Henry.
Or Karma, I guess. Unless you're like a behemoth woman, you can't wrestle like a dude. You just physically cannot.
If you're a little dainty Kelly, you shouldn't be wrestling like Stone Cold.
Something else. No, you should do something else. And I mean, like I said, I believe this is a problem the world over, not just in wrestling.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough for you, Kelly. Now.
Oh, well, Eve pins Natalya.
Oh, yeah.
And wins. It was
crappy
a
finish.
Stupid match. It was just stupid.
Oh, these finishes in the women's
was
matches are ridiculous. It's like a distraction causes a roll-up and you can't kick out.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, Hugh Jackman, he's interrogating Zack Ryder back there, and he's like, give him kind of a hard time. He's like, you made your own belt and everything, and you got your face on your ass and all that.
Yeah.
Actually, that's what you said. But
that's what I said, but...
But he's like, oh, well, I'll put you in there anyways.
He says you're perfect. Not, oh, well, I'll put you in there anyways. He says you're perfect, because you are not just an underdog, you are crazy.
Yeah, there you go. Now, Dolph Ziggler versus
Zack Ryder.
Yeah. Pretty much in this match, Vicky causes distractions, being big pain, and
gets kicked out.
She has to get kicked out, but this is always a problem, and it sucked like a little bit because Hugh Jackman is in this match. Hugh Jackman is supposed to run over there and hit Dolph or whatever, but it takes like a little bit too long.
Because I thought it went fairly smoothly.
Really, when I was watching it, I was looking at Vicky and I looked over at Hugh and he's like, "Oh, that's my Hugh," I kind of saw that, but
I didn't. I missed that. So.
And I was looking for it.
I thought it looked smooth, but yeah, you were.
Seasoned wrestling fan, I was like, I know what's happening.
I'm a seasoned wrestling fan.
I know it. But then, it was a good match. Then
Hugh Jackman, punches Dolph in the face, allowing Ryder to do this flying thing move.
The Rough Rider?
Yeah, the Rough Rider. I didn't know the name of his finisher, thank you.
They said it, like, every time he does it. Oops. But Zack comes in from the win. Entertaining match, of course.
Yeah, Ryder pins. I think it was
Zack
probably
Ryder.
one of the most entertaining matches of the...
I keep hearing people keep telling me that Zack Ryder is going to quit getting a push and that's going to be it, but he keeps getting a push.
I don't know why.
Because last week he wasn't on the show, they're like, oh, well, that's it.
Maybe I can like Zack Ryder now. I need a guy to like. I'm afraid that Morrison's gone.
You can like the Divas of Doom.
Man, like they're going to go anywhere.
Alright, now, The match.
No. You skipped another important part.
What?
Jack Swagger and Vicky make it official.
Make what official?
Vicky is now officially Jack Swagger's manager.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw them talking, but I wasn't listening.
Well, you should have listened because they made it official.
I saw them and it was
I mean, I know Jack
what,
Swagger.
What about Dolph? Because he lost?
He was, because, okay.
But he's still champion.
No. Look, Dolph was standing, like, off camera, like, over here. And then Swagger and Vicky are right here. And then Swagger's like...
Jack smacked his butt or something, right?
No, she didn't smack his butt.
No.
Golly, you really weren't paying attention. Anyways, and so then Swagger's like, I think we need to make it official because I'm better than Dolph. You saw he lost. I won. I'm cool. And so they shake on it. Vicky says, I want you in my stable. They shake on it. Swagger kisses her hand. Then it shows Dolph, like, right here.
I saw him with the fuzzy hair.
Within earshot, looking quite upset.
Not with Dolph in the stable? His new stable?
No, a stable has many stalls.
Yeah.
So, like, Dolph is in one stall.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're both in there.
Yeah, they're both in the stable.
All
so
right.
it's not like Dolph is gone, but Dolph does not want to share his stable.
That's what I need to know. Now we go into the main
I wish
event.
I had a stable. I think I have one somewhere.
I don't think you need a stable.
I like props.
Now we go to the main event, right?
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Unlikely, tag partners, Cena and Punk, because they're getting us ready for Survivor Series when Cena and The Rock are going to be in there together.
Uh-huh.
So whoop-de-doo. Versus The Truth and The Miz. And of course,
now called The Awesome Truth.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they were called something else.
Nope, they're called The Awesome Truth.
No, pretty much the match, it was okay. I don't really care about these tag matches and main events. I've always hated that. I don't know. I just don't like the way they do that. But it's better than a talking into the Raw or whatever.
My ref got his name mentioned.
Oh, and Mike Chioda is back.
Whatever. My ref got his name mentioned.
My ref is back.
Your ref had to leave because he's lame.
Anyways, we see the end of the match. Punk hits...
I want to mention a couple signs that I saw.
Okay.
Because this match, it was kind of generic. It was kind of like every other match, so I wasn't really paying that much attention. So I was scouting signs, like scout signs. First of all, I saw a Miz sign, like a 3-letter Miz sign, and the Z was backwards, which greatly amused me.
I don't know why.
It was backwards. It's like one of those blooper things. It's like you hold up the Z backwards. I mean, come on. And then there was a sign that said skinny fat ass, which I thought was funny. And that was the end of my sign scouting. I just wanted to share that with you.
Okay.
Doesn't care.
No. Alright, so we get...
Y'all care. I know you do.
Punk wins the match.
Yeah, Punk pins Miz for the win. It was mostly a Punk Miz match.
And I almost forgot that Cena was the champion in this match.
It's so stupid that he has the belt. Why does he have the belt? He doesn't need the belt. There is no purpose in that man having the belt.
I know, and they're about to go to Mexico.
I think they must have just done it so that Del Rio can win it back in Mexico. It's got to be the only reason.
Yeah, but he's the bad guy, though. Anyway.
He's Mexican. The Mexicans should like him, because he's from Mexico.
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that the people from Chicago like CM Punk, and the people from Ohio like The Miz.
People all across the world like CM Punk.
I mean, I know, but I'm saying your hometown or home country, people in Canada really like Bret Hart.
Beth was in her hometown at the pay-per-view, and she didn't win the title.
Because she's a low-card girl.
Low-card girl, is that even a thing? If you're a woman, you're pretty much in the title hunt. Take that. Now, Triple H is coming out there, and it's time to fire somebody. So who does he fire?
This is stupid.
He fires...
He just comes out and fires Miz and R-Truth.
For no reason. I mean...
He doesn't say why, he doesn't give a reason, he's like, you're fired.
Doesn't make any sense, so...
See you.
Obviously, something's gotta happen, and I mean,
Hell in Cell's
coming out...
This is kind of an intriguing storyline.
Hey,
I want to know what happens.
Maybe if they're gone for, if they're actually fired, then your boy, might have a chance.
Shut up, don't taunt me, that's mean. Anyways,
but then...
The Miz and Truth follow him, there's this beat down, there's this...
No, see, they attack Triple H.
They attack Triple H in front of the viewing screen, which... I don't buy this. I'm really thinking that all the guys that aren't wrestling are sitting around in folding chairs across a TV this big in the back room. Really?
Well, yeah, when they need to be.
Come on.
When they need to be.
Anyways, I just hate that. Like, every time I see that, it bothers me. And so, they attack him right in front of this posse of dudes.
Yeah, they attack him right in front of, like, 30 guys.
Okay, well, Kronicz left, so as I was saying, that they fight in front of this big posse. There's this giant pile up of half-naked men in this huge pile, and then they break apart, and then they run away, and that's the end. I just don't like ending in the middle of a sentence, so bye.